I bleached my hair until it turned to straw. I straightened my hair every single day until it wouldn't curl anymore. But I brought my curls back within 21 days. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I did it. Welcome back, my friends. This is part 2 of my hair journey series. If you haven't already seen part 1, you can head over here. It's where I talked about why I didn't use hair products for 3 years. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the time in my life when I did the most consistent damage to my hair. I'm talking chemical damage and heat damage, the kind that makes your curls not want to curl anymore. In order to properly explain to you why I became so obsessed with straightening my hair, we have to do a little bit of a backstory. So, for a while, I was obsessed with overplucking my eyebrows. I was addicted to plucking them. I naturally have very full eyebrows. And a little movie that I like to call The Princess Diaries.
But now, something's about to happen.
It was something that I was obsessed with as a child and had been embedded in my subconscious to make me believe that not only was my curly hair not a good thing, but also that having fuller eyebrows is not good either. I remember the specific line in the movie where Anne Hathaway's grandmother tells her that you have beautiful brown eyes, but they're hidden beneath Bushman eyebrows. And I thought, I'm like, oh, Anne Hathaway's eyebrows aren't even that bushy. Like, if her eyebrows are bushy, then like my eyebrows, like they must be so ugly then.
Gonna take this and give you
much better.
So I had this kind of subconscious feeling inside of my head that I was ugly and that my eyebrows were ugly, that my hair was ugly. So as a young adult, as a young adolescent, I overplucked my eyebrows for a very long time until there was nothing left, until there was just like a thin little line. And it wasn't until I was 16 that I decided, you know what, enough is enough. I want my eyebrows back. I would need to stop this overplucking before my eyebrows never go back at all. So the grow out period for eyebrows that are really, really thin is very, very, it's really awkward because there's just a thin line and then you have all of these little stubble hairs underneath. It's just not really a good look. So I gave myself bangs to hide my eyebrows. So I actually haven't shared this with anybody until this video, but that is why I got bangs when I was 16, to hide my awkward eyebrows. So I believed at that time that the only way I could wear my eyebrows was to straighten them and wear my whole head straight, because I didn't want to be one of those people that like had straight bangs and like curly hair. Like that was a thing at that time, but I wasn't down with that. Like that didn't seem right to me. So I didn't do that. So I got really comfortable with straightening my hair. And because all my friends washed their hair every single day, I felt like I had to as well. So I was washing my hair every day, straightening it every day. I don't even know how I had time for this because that's a lot of work. But over time, my curls had lost their curl and it was becoming really easy to straighten my hair. So by like the end of it, it just took me no time at all to straighten my hair because my hair was practically like permanently straightened from my straightening iron. So I had gone down the rabbit hole of straightening my hair every single day. So the next step for me was my introduction to bleach and hair dye. Now the hairdresser was kind enough to try and talk me out of getting my hair bleached, but young Amanda, she didn't want to hear that. You can't tell me no, I'm going to do what I want. And I did. And I bleached it 3 times to be exact. And after I had my hair bleached and I looked in the mirror, I thought, wow, I feel so beautiful. And I started getting all of these compliments from strangers, from children. Like this little girl came up to me and said, wow, you're so pretty. And like this happened a lot. And boys started giving me attention for the first time. And all of this did was re-solidify in my mind that, wow, I'm so much prettier with straight, light-colored hair. So I've further felt like my dark curly hair, which is the opposite of that, is not as pretty or not good enough. Oh, yeah. So by the time I got around to my 3rd round of bleach, the compliments had stopped because my hair had turned to straw. I remember looking down at my hair after I had it bleached that 3rd time, and it was like touching string cheese. Like it's like seeing inside of the cuticle, like the part of your hair that you're not supposed to see that part. It was scary and it was straw-like. And I was just filled with so much regret and all I wanted was my hair back. So Within a very short time of that third round of bleach, I went back to the hair salon and I had them dye my hair dark. I promised myself that I would never dye or bleach my hair again, and to this day, I have not. Unfortunately, I couldn't give up the straightening iron at the time. My curls felt really awkward. They were like not really curling in some parts. It just looked like a hot mess. So I wasn't really that comfortable wearing it curly regularly. So I continued to straighten it pretty much for most of high school. In grade 12, I became a little bit more comfortable with wearing it curly sometimes, but the straightening iron was still my BFF. It wasn't until after high school I got into university, and I was having way too much fun. I mean, I was way too busy studying to really care that much about straightening my hair and being on top of that. So I wore my hair in its natural state, and I put quotation marks because it was far from my natural curls. Like, it was straight and wavy, and just the curl pattern had been completely denatured into a wave. Like, some pieces were curly. If you've had heat damaged hair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I was faced with looking at this every single day, and I just was so frustrated with it because it just looked so cringy that I became very focused on fixing it. And I thought, like, I need to find a way to fix it. So I thought about it. So I talked about it. I just wanted to fix my curls. I just wanted to get my curls back. So something that I originally started doing and something that I still do to this day is finger coiling. So finger coiling is pretty much just taking your curl and just wrapping your finger around it. And when you have chemically or heat damaged hair that won't curl, this kind of helps encourage your hair to curl. And I actually did a video on finger coiling, and if you haven't already seen that, you can head over here. So finger coiling is something that I started doing naturally because I kind of thought of my finger as like a curling wand. So I thought, like, maybe I can help my curls to recurl that way. That helped a lot with helping my curls to get some kind of curl formation back, especially with the pieces that were super, super straight and not curling at all. But I still felt like my hair did not look good. Like, it still wasn't curly. It was super heavy, super flat. So I was talking to a family friend who's actually in the health and nutrition field, and she had the most beautiful, healthy hair I'd ever seen. And I asked her, like, what are you using? Like, how is your hair so healthy? And I actually talked about this in my Curly Girl Method video. You can head over here if you haven't seen it already. At the time that this video is released, it may not be out yet, but if you're watching it a little bit later, it might be out. So I talk a little bit more about that story in that video. So pretty much what it is that she introduced me to going silicone free. So silicones are kind of like a plastic that are in a lot of drugstore products. It's very common in hair care, in skincare, and it can coat your hair and weigh it down. So I had a ton of silicone buildup in my hair at the time, like that on top of the heat damage, like that was what was stretching at my curls as well. So she explained to me what this plastic was and some products that I could use instead. So that night I went home, got rid of all of my products that contained silicone, and I went out and got some hair products that were silicone free. I started with Lush Cosmetics' Retread, their R&B. I picked up also one of their deep conditioners. It was the Jasmine and Henna, which was amazing. I used that every week. And sometimes I'd make my own concoctions. And I was super excited to get rid of the silicones. And I remember, like, the first time washing my hair with these silicone-free products, it felt so weird. Like, I was having such a hard time detangling it. But my family friend had warned me that there would be a transition period, so I was ready to push on through. And because there was so much silicone in my hair, I wanted to get rid of it as fast as possible. So I was washing my hair every single day trying to get these silicones out of my hair. And by the third day, I remember looking at my hair and thinking, wow, it looks really good. Oh, it looks so curly. And it's so funny looking back on those pictures now because my hair is a far cry from like its true natural curl pattern. But it had been such a long time since I've seen my hair curly and full that I was just really excited, really happy. I remember it felt so different. It was like touching my hair for the very first time. After 21 days of using silicone-free products, I remember my hair being so full and so curly for the very first time. At the beginning of the month, my hair was completely stretched out, so flat, so heavy. And after the 21st day, my hair had gone so big and so curly again. Like, mind you, there were still some straight pieces from the heat damage, of course, but it had gotten so much fuller and it looked so much better. And at this point, I felt like most of the silicone had been removed from my hair because I had been so vigorous with trying to remove it, and I was really, really happy with it. If I could go back in time, I probably would have snipped some of those straight pieces. Like, I don't even know why I was holding on to those. It was just like, oh, I must hold it. It's just, I don't want to get rid of this like 3 inches of straight dead hair, but that's what I decided to do. And within a year after that point, I was able to cut off all of the bleached pieces, all of the straightened, damaged pieces that wouldn't curl, and my hair was pretty much 100% back to its former glory. And my friends, that is not the end of the story. This is only part 2. There is much, much more. I will be releasing more videos on my curly hair journey, so you can subscribe to see those. Let me know in the comments below, what is your experience with heat damage? How did you get over it? Did you do a big chop, medium chop, deep conditioning? Let me know. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.